Cracking, everybody. So today we're rebuilding a very old Traxxas 2.5R. It's been in storage, mothballs for 8 or 10 years at this point. Long time. Probably didn't have after run oil in it. Very sure it does not. Well, I guess it does spin by hand, but it's gummy. There's no glow plug in it, so this should be relatively easy, and it's not. I've already taken the liberty of spraying it off with a little bit of brake clean, just to knock some of the loose grime off. Nothing really came off because it's been on here for so long, stuck to nitro fuel and disgusting shit. So we're gonna yank the head, gonna pull out the back plate, get the carburetor out of here, and then continue breaking this bitch down. So this is a very, very old motor, like I said. I replaced the 2.5 that was in my first Rustler, my nitro Rustler that I got when I was in 6th grade. Yeah, God. Graduated in 17, that's 12th grade. 6 years back from that is 2011, it's 2021 now, so 8 or 9 years. I'm dating myself. I don't care. I'm not old yet, like some of you old fucks out here on YouTube. Get this back plate off of here. I did a couple days ago, just soaked this bitch in Magic 3-in-1 oil. It's helped it come apart quite a bit easier. It seems like the sleeve was pretty easy to get unstuck. All I did was, or not the sleeve, the piston, it was very stuck. So I just put the flywheel nut on here and hit it with a ratchet, and it spun freely eventually. I didn't even have to heat it up or anything. That happened with my OS 21 that was sitting for 7 years. I had to heat it up and got it started eventually. The bearings were smoked, but I have new Boca bearings for my 3.3, which is also very new. Then those bearings are coming out, gonna go into this, and then I'll build another Frankenstein nitro slash with a 2.5 to give to my friends so they can learn some nitro shit, how to drive. So get this black back plate off. Came off pretty easy. Very crusty in there. This rod looks even beefier than my OS, but you can see, disgusting. Gonna replace this O-ring on the back plate here. Deal with these screws. Okay, let's yank the head. Don't cost me. I already have most of the screws loose, so you don't have to watch me take screws out forever, because that's not interesting content, is it? Okay, just a second, hold on. There we go. Heads off. Pretty nice still, realistically, for being 10 years old, cheap ass Traxxas anodizing. It's not so bad. I'm gonna try to take it off of there because I don't like blue. But got the sleeve exposed and the top of the piston. It's pretty black, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Get this sleeve up out of here next. My trick is probably the same as everybody else's. Get your piston to the bottom of the stroke. Then stick a zip tie. This one's already cut because I use zip ties more than I probably should. And put it right in your exhaust port there. Take the ratchet, spin the bitch, and the sleeve pops right at the top. Now there is an upper limit that you can get to where it's just not going to go anywhere anymore, stop. Don't force anything, but you'll be able to see a little gap in between the piston or the block and the sleeve. This one needs to go up just a titch more, just like that. And then if you can't get the zip tie out like that, you just push this in ever so slightly enough to just get the pinch off of the zip tie. Then I have a plastic spudger that I used to use to take fucking iPhones and shit apart. Now you can't service them at all, so this is a nitro tool. Put it in here. You don't want to use anything metal on this surface, otherwise you could mar the block sealing surface or the bottom of the brass sleeve, which neither of those are as strong as the tool steel that your screwdrivers are made out of, so use some plastic. Sleeve up out of here. Nice and slow like. Cool. Crusty, covered in oil, but we'll test out the pinch here in a second. Get the carburetor out next. Give her the twisty after it's already loose. Oil definitely helping this out because it was not wanting to come out a few days ago. Pretty gross. I have a fresh OS 11K carburetor for my 3.3, which I bought less than 3 months ago. It maybe has 2 quarts through it, barely broken in. So this carburetor is going to be a spare. Maybe I'll rebuild it, maybe I won't. Traxxas carburetors kind of suck, but I think I have a full kit, or a full rebuild kit, so I might as well throw it together. Put that over to the side because it's garbage. And then time to take out the rod and piston. So we'll get it close to the top of its stroke. Up at the top, close to top dead center as you can get it. Then put your finger in there if you can. Don't drop it like I almost just did. And thank God for that Marvel Mystery Oil because that came apart very easily. I'm finding literal hairs inside this motor, so it's probably a good thing we take it apart before I try to put any nitro through it. But piston looks great. Rod looks great. I think this might be an old rod motor. I don't know how to tell the difference specifically, like I wouldn't know off-site, but I know the new motors had a lightened, weakened pin, or not pin, connecting rod, and they're known for snapping. And then also there's a oil hole, which I don't really understand because these motors don't build oil pressure, whatever. But there's a oiling hole that's drilled on the top of these old rods instead of on the bottom of the new rods, which makes the top where the wrist pin goes through, that aluminum is super thin on the new motors. So I'm having a peep at this one just to see in case I want to swap this rod into the 3.3. I'm relatively sure that's possible. Not completely sure, but there's a piston. And now we'll take off this crank nut. This one might be fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, super fun. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. That didn't work. Let's try to wedge this against something. Once again, plastic so you don't mar up your crank. Oh yeah. Not wanting to play nice, are you? Okay, yeah, that's how we'll do it. Go in from the top. Hit it with that loose motion. Oh yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. Cool, just had to find the right pinch spot. Off comes the nut. throw that in with the engine it actually belongs to. And time to smack this fucking crank out of here. Oh, that didn't work. LOL. Go back to where you were. Oh, this is gonna be a blast. Making progress? Yeah, a little bit. Might have to give her the old boomhauer. Whack, whack. Shit. Hey, will you guys relax? God damn. Making me crazy. All right. Well, I'm going down here on the carpet. Still not stoked. This is where we might need some heat. I don't really care about these bearings either because, like I say, the ones in my current 3.3 are going to come out and go into here. So, got your little butane torch. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm a little bit low on the butane. Heat up the crankcase a little bit, get a little bit of heat into these bearings. Don't really want to heat up the crankshaft itself because we want it to stay small. We're trying to get the bearings to expand and the varnish that's kind of built up and been in there for 10 years to break loose a little bit so we can hopefully smack this fucker out of there. Let's try that now. Wow. Nope. That's a fun predicament right there. Don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Don't want to bend this crank that bad either. Well, looks like we might have to get barbaric. Not my favorite. But I might have just broken it loose. No, I'm gonna go with my barbaric methods have not worked, in fact. Let's try this. Grab a little piece of shop towel here. Put it up against our cylinder wall. And then we go like this. Yeah, no, that ain't working. We're fine. We're gonna figure this out. Not making much progress, are we? More heat. Come on, bitch, I know you wanna. Ooh, don't light on fire on me, shit. Give her a little bit of heat. You never know. Might help us out. Now we're just heating up the whole fucking thing because I'm relatively sure it's a varnish issue, not a bearing being stuck or pinched or anything silly like that. I don't really think that's the case. I'm pretty sure it's just varnish that needs to get some heat and let it break up. If this doesn't work, then we're just gonna toss all of this in a nitro bath. Just some old nitro that kind of is going to sit over the season, so I might as well use it to clean instead of just letting it sit there. Ow, this is hot. Why did I do that? Shit. Okay, well, anyway, let that cool down a little bit. Let's check out how our pinch in the piston in the sleeve is. So, let's see. Which orientation is this? Okay, yeah. So, a little notch on the top of the sleeve goes towards or is right above the exhaust port. So you can orient the piston correctly. The skirt has a cutout that goes away from the exhaust port so that it can clear the crankshaft when it comes down. So we put that towards the back where the exhaust port is not, right? The big part of this sleeve goes towards the exhaust port. And push it through, and we stop up at the top. I mean, it's still got pinch. It's not fucking fantastic. I think this motor probably has about 3 gallons through it. But like I say, pinched in there, and it's good enough for who it's for at this moment in time. And the fact that I don't have to buy another motor for a truck that I can throw together after my Nitro Slash is done being upgraded, I can live with that. So I'm gonna clean up, and that's a video. We'll see you tomorrow probably.